Yo, what is up, everybody? This is Jumpin here. Today I'm going to be bringing you another Mass Effect 3 gameplay commentary. Today this is going to be the poor man's Hurricane, mainly because I do not have the Hurricane SMG, which I freaking wish I can get it. I just cannot get it. I know you guys want to see it, but this will be the poor man's Hurricane, which will be the M-9 Tempest. I really like this build, although the Hurricane would make this a billion times better. Okay, for this gun, I'm going to be using extended mags and extended barrel. Now this build will work on the Hurricane, but if you're going to use the Hurricane on this build, you definitely want to use heatsink over the extended barrel. This gun with marksman, you just shoot way too quick. You'll run out of ammo way too fast if you don't have heatsink. Now this is a Turian soldier, so this will be the build. This is a Hurricane build, but this also works with the Tempest if you don't have it like me. You want fire rate for marksman, headshots. You could go for duration. I like the headshots more, so I can use my proxy mine sometimes, and accuracy and fire rate. Now for proxy mine, this is a debuff only proxy mine, which means that it doesn't really go for damage. You want radius, damage taken for the debuff, and then recharge speed. The proxy mine is not really meant for killing. It's more meant for debuffing. Like you hit them with the proxy and you shoot them to death. That's the idea of the Turian soldier, is guns. Alright, now for your Turian veteran, you want damage and stability. That's pretty obvious. You need the stability for SMGs, especially the Hurricane. And also you want power damage and then damage and stability once again. Finally, for fitness, just go for all shields. You've probably seen this build before. This build was used for the pretty much this build was used for the Gef Plasma SMG video I had, but if you haven't seen that one, this is pretty much the build for the Hurricane. Now, for the equipment, I got armor piercing rounds 4, SMG rail amp 3, expert package 5, and I'm using adrenaline, but I would definitely recommend stability for the Hurricane. If you have the Hurricane, you definitely need the stability equipment. Very important. One of the new weapon mods coming out will be and I'm going to switch back because that's what I'm going to be using in this gameplay. One of the new weapon mods will be a SMG stability mod, which will be really nice for the Hurricane. Don't really know how any of the new weapon mods are going to work and how I'm going to put them into builds, but I do know about a couple of the new weapon mods for the new DLC coming out, and I'll talk about a little bit of them. Most of them reflect around the idea that they are better versions of mods that are already out there, like piercing and melee. But the difference is that they actually make it so your gun weighs more, which is a great idea. Now you might be afraid, oh my god, I don't really know how much is going to make your gun weigh more. It could make your gun weigh a lot more. But if it doesn't really, especially once you get it to 5, once you get it to 5, hopefully it's only going to increase your weight by like 25%, something along those lines. That way, that it will be extremely useful. And for the piercing mod, it's just going to give you better piercing, which is something that is needed because armor piercing ammo is a billion times better for piercing than the mod you get. And you will notice a difference, especially from armor piercing 4. It feels like armor piercing 4 pretty much ignores all armor, where the piercing mod only ignores 65%. So that's the thing, guys. That's pretty cool they're doing that. And then the other one, which I'm really excited over, is the melee. There's going to be a new shotgun melee attachment. I don't know if there's going to be a new pistol melee attachment, but the shotgun melee attachment is going to make it so your shotgun will weigh more, but you'll have more melee damage. Now you might think, oh, that sounds like it's not a big deal. Oh, wait a minute, it is a huge deal. The reason why is because if they do fix the rage, which apparently they will fix rage, the rage glitch or problem in the Krogan Vanguard sometime soon. Apparently it was supposed to be after the challenge weekend. I don't really know, but if they do fix the rage, the Krogan Vanguard melee build will be just so ridiculous with this new weapon mod. Mainly because all you would have to do is equip the Disciple shotgun, and if you had that shotgun with the old melee attachment with the new melee attachment, you're talking about potentially like 60% more just from your gun melee damage. So the Krogan Vanguard melee build, I did the math, and let's just say that this is just a rough estimate, I don't know, but let's just say the new melee attachment does 35% more melee damage, and you combine that with the old melee attachment, so that's 25%. That's a total of 60% more melee damage potentially. If that's the case, if that is the case, then your grand total will be 60%, like I said, and if you add up all the buffs and everything that will happen if the rage gets fixed, his total percentage will be 460% added to 750 damage. That's the base damage of the Krogan melee. That is insane numbers. He will one-hit almost everything on gold. God knows he's not going to be good for platinum. Melee normally is not good for gold. So melee for platinum is just probably going to be a big no-no. But if you wanted to play gold and have a lot of fun, yeah, the Krogan would kill everything in one hit. It's going to be really fun to do. I'm really excited over that weapon mod. There's a lot of new ones too. I do know a lot of them, but I'm not really going to get into them. The DLC is coming out pretty much tomorrow. So at this point, there's really no point to like just keep going over and over and over about the DLC, because by the time that some of you guys even watch this, more than likely the DLC will be out. So, but yeah, like I said, out of all the new weapon mods, that's the one that got me the most excited. There's a couple other ones that sound really cool too, but those are mainly, that's the main one right there, the melee, the additional melee damage. Like, that's going to be insane. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this build and this gameplay. Like I said, this is more of a Hurricane build. This is the build I would totally use with the N7 Hurricane. But as you can tell, this Tempest, this is gold, and this Tempest is freaking amazing. It really is. The Tempest is actually not that bad. A lot of people think this is a really trashy gun, but on a Turian soldier, this thing just shoots so fast, and your DPS goes up by so much. But here's the problem with this, is that the Hurricane is 100 times better. I mean, damage-wise, it really is like 100 times better. It has like double, at level 1, it has like almost double the damage of what this gun has at level 10. So that's pretty much the way to go. Like, if you guys have the Hurricane, I know a lot of you guys out there always say, oh, the Hurricane is so bad, I hate the Hurricane, I don't understand why people like that gun, I don't understand why Jumpin' you like that gun. And especially since I've never played with it, I just know that the Hurricane is amazing, because this is exactly what I would do with the Hurricane as well. And this is what you guys should definitely try out if you have the Hurricane. It's a lot of fun. A couple really important things, though, is that you definitely do want armor-piercing ammo, potentially, for this build, just so you can pierce through armor, and especially Guardians, if you fight Cerberus, all that kind of good stuff. The Proxy Mine, the whole idea of this build is to really just use Marksman, to spam Marksman and shoot everything to death. The Proxy Mine is there, but the Proxy Mine is just going to be a debuff boss power. So every time you see like a Banshee, or maybe a Brute, or an Atlas, or a Prime, or even sometimes when you, like right there, I debuffed her just so I can shoot her. But sometimes even when you're going to be using like, let's say you're in a group of enemies, and you just want to go ahead and hit them with Proxy Mine, go for it. Proxy Mine is just meant for that. The main idea is that you Proxy Mine, and then you can turn on your Marksman and just mow everything down. Or really just turn on your Marksman and mow everything down. And then if you come across a boss or a big enemy that you need to debuff, go ahead and debuff them. That's pretty much the idea. But, I mean, just imagine if I had the Hurricane. That's the one gun in this game I want more than anything else. Guys, I am really not interested in the particle rifle. I am really not interested in that gun. I've seen people use it. I've heard so much bad things about it. Apparently that gun, DPS wise, is actually outdone by the Avenger 10. Like, that's insane. Like, that's insane. Now, the way it works is this. This is the way the particle rifle works. The particle rifle has two stages of shooting. It has its beginning. It's almost like the GEF Plasma SMG. It has its beginning stage where it shoots. Then it has its second stage where it shoots really, really fast. When it gets to that second, and when it's in the first stage, DPS on it is less than the Avenger 10. But when it gets to the second stage, it has as much damage as almost a Harrier or a Rieger Carbine, which is insane. That's a lot of damage. But getting to that stage is going to take 50 bullets. And, well, not bullets, you know what I mean, like 50 shots or whatever you want to call it. And that just takes way too long. That's way too long to get it going. By the time that you even get it going, more than likely the enemy that you're shooting at, because you have Avenger DPS damage on it, is either going to be dead, or it's going to, or someone's going to steal your kill, and then you're going to have to stop shooting for a second, find another target, and start over. So overall, I'm just not interested in that gun, guys. I really ain't. I really am not. So I know with my Fun with Guns series, you guys have already like pretty much voted for exclusively the particle rifle, which is okay. If I get the gun, I will totally do it if that's what you want. But I would recommend, if you guys, well, I don't know. I mean, it's really up to you, but you could go vote for one of the new DLC guns. Because, to be honest, I'm going to be recording me opening up all my packs for the DLC. And I'm gonna actually give you guys a pretty cool little tip about what you can do to get pretty much exclusively the new DLC stuff and not the old stuff, if you wanted to do it. Because that's what I'm going to do. Now, unfortunately, by doing that, well, here's the secret, is that all you have to do is delete the other two DLCs. Now, me personally, I have everything from the Resurgency DLC. I have every single thing. So because of that, I don't need to delete that. But if you guys do have, like, let's say you still need to get some Batarian Soldier, or, sorry, Justicar, who cares? Like, who cares about the colors? Just delete it, get it done. You don't need anything from there. And then, now the Rebellion DLC, you can also delete that as well. Now, the downside of deleting the Rebellion DLC is that, for one, I don't have all the gears. And if you don't have all the gears like me, then you're going to miss out at actually getting gears. Getting some of the older gears. But me personally, I just don't care. Like, I don't want any of the new gears. I really don't. Or not the new gears, but of the older gears. I have all the ones that I like. I already have the 5. And I'm not interested. Well, there is some I do want, but like I'll get them eventually. I don't really need them. I want to focus on purely getting all the new guns maxed out, with all the new characters maxed out, if possible. That's what I want. That's the two things I want more than anything. So that's pretty much my point. But here's the thing, though, guys. Here's the very important factor into this. If you delete the Rebellion DLC, you're going to lose out on the Cerberus Harrier, or potentially getting the Cerberus Harrier or leveling it up, which I have it, but I do want to level it up because I love that gun. So by deleting the Rebellion DLC, I'm going to lose out on potentially getting the Cerberus Harrier, and that sucks. But what is, and also the other thing that really might suck a little bit will be the fact that you can't get the particle rifle if you delete the Rebellion DLC. Personally, me, I just don't want that gun. I mean, I want the gun, don't get me wrong, and I will totally do videos about it if you guys really want to see it. But when it comes down to personal use, or personal, like, what do I want? I don't want the gun. I just don't want it. So that's my only drawback, in my opinion, for deleting the Rebellion DLC for the new DLC, the Earth DLC. The only drawback is potentially not getting any more Cerberus Harriers, and that sucks, and also not getting the gear. So that's going to be somewhat of a big, that's going to be kind of a bummer. But at the same time, it's more important, like, to me, I feel it's more important to get the other stuff, to get the new gear, the new weapon mods, the new characters, the new weapons. That's what matters to me, and I recommend that's what you guys do if you're like me. So that's pretty much the point. That's one thing I really wanted to make before the DLC comes out, and before I come out with my, if you guys are gonna like be on late at night for when it comes out, or if you don't watch my video before it comes out, like I said, that is a very good tip to pretty much do, is to pretty much delete the other older DLCs. Now this is for Xbox only, guys, just saying. I don't know if this will work on the PC. Apparently this does not work on the PS3, unfortunately. So any of you, and that's really funny right there, how I dodged every single Ravager shot. But anyway, but if you're on the PS3, unfortunately, you just cannot delete the DLC. I don't know why. I don't have a PS3. I don't play PS3. But that's Sony. So on Xbox, you can actually go on your hard drive and just delete individual items, which in this case, it would be the DLCs from Mass Effect. So that's the thing, unfortunately for you guys, like I said. Alright, now here's, alright, so let me go ahead and talk about this gameplay though. Just try to remember that if you don't get to watch my video, is that if you want to be like me, just go ahead and delete the older DLCs, and that will guarantee you all new stuff. I mean, that will guarantee you literally nothing but the new stuff if you have all the old stuff already, like, maxed out. Besides the blacklisted guns. So, alright, so let me go ahead and now talk about this gameplay. As you can tell, like I said earlier, this gun is really good on him. Unfortunately, the Hurricane would just be so much better, but this gun is a poor man's Hurricane. The point of this video is really to show off how to use the Hurricane. Now, this gun does not have as much kick as the Hurricane, but honestly, guys, if the kick I have now, the little bit of kick I have now, is about the kick that you have when you have the stability equipment 3 on. So, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have a lot of that equipment like me. I have a ton of that equipment because I never use it. There's some equipment in the game that you just never use. And a couple good examples of equipment that you might not use is the stability, strength enhancer, depending on if you want to use a melee build or not, which a lot of people don't use melee builds. Like, I don't really use melee builds too much. And then the other one is the targeting, the headshot damage bonus. It's just not, like, the headshot damage bonus is not really worth it because all the boss level enemies don't really have heads, and Reaper enemies, it's so hard to hit them in the head. So, like, that's the thing. Now, the targeting, the headshot thing would work pretty good against Cerberus, and it would work pretty good against Marauders or Geth and stuff. But the downside to the targeting equipment is the fact that you actually have to hit them in the head, and getting headshots, it's not hard, but it's also not really easy. So, and when you take the time to just always aim for the head, that might throw off your shot and it might get you killed, that kind of stuff. So overall, I just don't recommend that equipment at all. So that's the thing. That is the thing. But overall, though, this gun is really fun to use, and if you had the Hurricane, this would work just as well. It would be the same thing, honestly. It would be the same exact thing, recoil-wise and everything, if you had the stability 3 on. And it would give you a reason to use some of those stability 3s. The Hurricane can kill a brute in a matter of, like, 1 second. Like, I swear to God, it's like a second on this build with the Turian Soldier. It's really insane, but it's also really good. Right here, I'm going to go ahead and rocket this just to clear out some of those enemies. I actually don't think I got... Actually, no, I got a kill streak, so that means I killed at least 5 of them. And I'm actually going to go ahead and... I was thinking about rocketing that, but I decided not to. I wish I would have kept my rockets out, though, because if I would have took the rocket at that moment when those Banshees moved there, it would have actually been totally worth it, but it's really whatever. Now, of course, since this is a SMG, you do not want to use this from really far away. You want to stay at somewhat of a close range, but also just keep in mind that the spread of the bullets for like the Hurricane and the Tempest, like the Tempest and the Hurricane are the exact same gun. Like, that's one thing about the N7 guns, and once again, I just did some really cool juke moves right there to dodge all the Ravager shots. That's the one thing I really like about adrenaline equipment, is that you can't actually do stuff like that. You can actually, like, side strafe out of the way of Ravager bullets and everything like that. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so the Tempest and the Hurricane are pretty much the same gun. The Valiant and the Viper are pretty much the same gun. And I don't think the Crusader or the Eagle, I think they're kind of unique. But when it comes down to, like I said, the two good ones, like the only two good N7 guns, which is the Hurricane and the Valiant, they are literally just copies of another gun. The properties wise, like when it comes down to using it, if you can use the Tempest, you can use the Hurricane. It's just that simple. If you can use the Viper, you can use the Hurricane. That's why I'm so good with the Valiant, is the fact that in the demo I used the Viper a lot, and I got really used to the Viper. So transitioning that to the pretty much just transitioning that to the Valiant is really easy. It was extremely easy for me to use the Valiant and be good with it because I'm so used to the Viper. The only difference between the Viper, the Tempest, the Hurricane and the Valiant is damage. That's about it. Everything else is pretty much the same when it comes down to shooting. Well, actually, I take that back. A lot of things are different. But when it comes down to the mechanics of actually using the gun, it's a lot alike. With the Hurricane has a lot more recoil than this gun. The Valiant has a lot more damage but less ammo than the Viper. You pretty much understand. You pretty much get it. Same with the Hurricane. The Hurricane has less ammo capacity than the Tempest. But it's pretty, like I said, this is what it is. Alright. So this is going to be wave 9. Now, at the end of this wave, this is going to be some of the most ridiculous and dumbest thing that's ever happened to me in this game. I'm not going to lie to you guys. As you can tell at this point, I have been flawless so far in this game. I have not died yet, which that's just how easy gold is to me now, to be honest, is that I just barely even die on gold when I play. Unless I'm using something really, really flimsy and stupid and bad. Which, well, not bad, but just really flimsy, which would be things like the Geth Infiltrator. I die a lot when I play as a Geth Infiltrator, just because it's really hard not to die. But when I play with anything that actually has a like reasonable amount of shields, like the Turian, I can stay alive really easily, to be honest. Now, as you can tell though, like at this point, like wave 9 is really not a big issue. It's just an issue with Banshees are always going to be an issue. That's about it, and that's what's going to kind of screw me over a little bit in the end. Is going to be Banshees. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like armor. Here's the thing, guys. If you're going to try this build, definitely use armor piercing 4 if you have it. I told you earlier about use armor piercing on the gun, but definitely armor piercing 4 if you have it. Just because like the sheer amount of destruction I'm causing to some of this armor that you are seeing is due to the armor piercing 4. If I had armor piercing 2 or 1 on, yeah, it would not be this good. It really would not be this good at all. And the other tip to you is that now with this gun, you can definitely aim it in. You can actually definitely aim it in and not have too bad of recoils. But with the Hurricane, you might not want to aim that gun in. You can, if you have the stability 3 on, you can actually aim it in and it won't have recoil for real. But this gun, you really do not want to aim this gun. You actually do want to aim this gun in if possible to improve your accuracy. Just because no matter what, your recoil is never going to be that bad because you're a Turian who has stability on or whatever. And at this point, I believe we're going to kill these Banshees. But like I said, so that's how you want to play with it. Now, Adrenaline is nice for a build like this. At least for the Tempest, is like I said, you need the stability 3 on if you're going to use the Hurricane. But for the Tempest, the Adrenaline is good because it allows you to side strafe and hip fire and dodge bullets and all that kind of stuff since the Turian can't dodge. So that's pretty much the best way to put it. Now, right here, this is really stupid and ridiculous, honestly. I've been warped. I've been warped so many freaking times. That was like 5 times in a row by that one Banshee. That Banshee was out for my blood. She wanted some Turian dick, and I did not want to give it to her. I'm sorry. She's already pregnant. I'm not like that. That is not what I want to do. But yet she wanted to just keep giving me that freaking present, which was her warp of doom. Oh, God, it was so annoying. I actually raged at that moment of the game when I got hit with the 5th fucking warp. And I'm raging right now because just thinking about it pisses me off because that's retarded. But that just shows how much those stupid Banshees come after me, man. They come after me so much. It's absolutely stupid and ridiculous. Alright. But alright, so this is wave 10. This is the ejective wave. And this is actually going to be deliver some pizzas. So, I'm not going to I don't think I'm going to deliver any pizzas, but that's just because I'm actually a chef. I actually cook the pizzas, and then I have my lesser employees deliver them for me. But overall, though, like, packages or pizzas are actually not that bad, wave 10, normally. It just really depends on where they spawn and the factions you're fighting. Cerberus and Reapers can be kind of a pain on certain maps, like the worst map ever, I mean ever, to get the pizza delivery job is Dagger. It's like, I don't even know. It's like, I don't know, it's like it's like delivering pizzas in the projects. It's probably like the worst thing that you can ever do. Just because it takes freaking forever on Dagger to get to the other side of the map. And when you finally do, like, you might get grabbed in the process. All these Banshees are going to be on you. If you're playing against Cerberus, it's going to be all these Phantoms that are going to be on you. I mean, Platinum getting that ejective is going to be a freaking nightmare. And by the way, guys, I do know what the new objective is. I actually will talk about it real quick. The new objective is actually really funny. It's kind of cool, but it's also really dumb at the same time. Here's what the new objective is. It's going to be that you need to pretty much, it's going to be like an escort. You have to escort a robot or a drone to the landing pad, to the LZ. So when I first heard about it, the only thing I could remember telling like my buddy who told me about it was, that sounds really stupid. That sounds like, that's pretty much what the way I would, and this is actually right here, this is going to be the extraction wave, and this is going to be ridiculous. Like, this is going to be the hallway of death. They're going to come down this hallway, and I'm just going to mow them down from this position the whole time. But anyway, like I was saying, this is the way I put it when it came down to the new objective was, that sounds really stupid. It's pretty much going to be another pizza delivery job, just like the objects are. And instead of you delivering the pizzas, you're going to have to pretty much escort a robot to deliver a pizza for you. That's pretty much the way I put it. But yeah, that's really the truth, is that that's what the new objective is going to be. It's going to be that you are going to have to escort a robot to deliver a pizza. Like, that's about it. Now, there is going to be a lot of different stuff about it. Like, when you're doing it, it's going to move faster if all your teammates are doing it, so it's going to require teamwork. So that's pretty nice. That's actually really nice that they did that. And the other thing that's going to really matter for it is going to be, well, when you're in the circle, or whatever they're going to use to pretty much move this robot or this drone, when you're in the circle, you're actually going to get your shield back. Like, it's like a Geth turret. Now right here, this was a very foolish mistake. I ran in here trying to get away from that banshee that was chasing me, and I came in here and oh my freaking god, there's a banshee and a brute in here. Now here comes the other freaking banshee to rape my face. So I'm gonna have to rock it. It just sucks, man. I hate dying. I hate having a flawless gameplay and dying at in wave 11. It's the worst thing to me, but it's really whatever. Alright, guys, that's going to be pretty much it. I really hope you enjoyed this. This was the poor man's Hurricane. Unfortunately, BioWare hates me and will never give me the Hurricane. Hopefully, knock on wood, they will. But, yeah, so that's going to be pretty much it, though. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Please comment, please like, please subscribe for all the new DLC stuff. I will be coming out with a ton of videos for the DLC. So if you subscribe now, you will catch all of them. And that's going to be pretty much it. So have a nice day.